Map 3 between NRG and Complexity is about to go underway. I would imagine that not too many people would have expected Complexity to be able to steal a map away from NRG, especially not in the fashion in which they did on Train. It was a pretty nice comeback into an overtime victory that definitely sent a shock to NRG, and they're going to need to step things up moving into Inferno, but that's their home territory. They could not really find themselves on a better deciding map.
All those clutches from Breeze and Cirque for nothing ultimately, and it seems the teabags went bad. That's because here you are on map number 3, Inferno. On the plus side for NRG, Cirque should have a little more freedom to get his AWP on the go. On the plus side for Complexity, they've got momentum, they've got a psychological advantage at this point. That was a really hard comeback for them. They looked like they were up against it almost every single round. Dan's making the music extremely loud in my ears. Thank you very much for that, Dan. I appreciate that.
It's nice, you like it, right?
NRG, it's great music, yeah. NRG will be starting on the CT side. Fugly with a smoke and a HE and a flashbang. A very interesting combination to have those three. Not opting for a kit. They are expecting this to only go so far. Complexity very heavy on utility. I don't know if NRG saw any of those players moving up the banana position, so they may be in for a surprise.
Nothing discovered just yet for NRG. A quick test of second mid. Ethan's head and Breeze's head both tested. Their heads are not bulletproof, in case you're wondering.
Test the head.
Have to fall all the way back. This is the worst situation. As the CTs, you want to try to peek, you want to try to get information, but you also want to get at least a pop. You want to try to get somebody dead on the T side, because eventually those Glocks are going to close the distance, and it's very difficult if you haven't thinned the numbers first for you to defend it. And not only have they not thinned the numbers, they've been shot in the face. So they're very susceptible now. That's a very good defense from Fugly, and they realize it's all a ruse.
4-man on road towards the A bomb site. Stanislaw has been denied, do not pass go. Android has been given the same treatment. Def, the last one to fall. Limited success for Complexity in that pistol round. NRG off to a good start on the CT side, which is what you want when you're on the CT side, when you are defending. You need the money to get them cannons. Cirque's cannon will be a scout in round number 2. Rifles collected by Ethan and Breeze, or Brezzy, depending on your mood. Baps and Fugly on the SMGs. Force buy from Complexity, leaving nothing in the bank. Cirque saying hello down mid. 3-2 set up from the CT side, but NRG are playing from the site on B, which is very curious. Ethan with a FAMAS, Fugly with the UMP. They'll have to get a lot done. 4 of these 5 players have Kevlar at the very least for Complexity.
It's all quiet now. The smoke has been laid down. And Complexity have to just wait. And they are grouping up, and it's about time to go. But they have a mere few P250s and a Deagle with which to accomplish a bomb plant and some kills, and hopefully the round win.
Ooh, look at this combo. Ethan spots, Fugly holding the grenades, although he's chosen to reposition with the smoke instead. There is a fadeaway, but it's too early. He has to guess with it. The flashbangs will compromise their position, and it will allow Complexity to close the distance. And this is the problem with a passive 2-man hold of the B bomb site on an anti-force buy, although Complexity had a surprising amount of grenades. They went for grenades over helmets.
Love that.
And it worked out for them, but unusual to not see more aggression on that round from NRG.
Yeah, giving a bit too much respect to Complexity, perhaps. That said, I think in the past, some of the criticisms, like for me on NRG CT side, is just sometimes being a little bit too passive. Otherwise, they've got a pretty well-rounded game that is ultimately very good. But this is interesting because they will save 2 guns, and they're gonna field a force buy. So it's really curious how they're gonna handle this. I would definitely like to see Complexity trying to get some AKs in here, because they need to crush this force buy round from NRG. Surely NRG will force buy. Surely with the 2. Yes. It's MP9 on Daps. Daps is the MP9 special. CZ onto Fugly, and Cirque is actually leaving money in the hole. That's really cool actually to see.
Yes. As nice as these fights are back and forth, he needs his sniper rifle. That's why he's on the team, and his ceiling is so high you can't even see it.
3 MP9s. They need pretty specific engagements to really make that work. Cirque needs to throw the smoke pretty much immediately. They're going to go through it if he throws it at this point.
Deploy.
Too late. Smoke is too late.
Archer smoked at the very least, but that's not really to a CT advantage necessarily, depending on the time. Minute 15, not what they wanted.
Yeah, it gets really difficult for NRG now because they need to work out what a complexity going for, because they can absolutely double back into B. So at this point you would want an NRG just to gamble on one side or the other, because they need to save next round anyway. So, and they need to guess correctly on which side the T's are going to. So we may see them do what they did on Train and just save already. Yeah, it looks like they might even just do that. You can see that they're actually gravitating towards A, really. And there's no comeback potential once they've lost the B-bomb site.
But they haven't lost it yet. Daps and Fugly. There's a flashbang from the pool position, which means Ethan can face. They can flash behind him. That is marvelous. He's brought opportunity, more flashes, but Fugly misses a huge opportunity. Daps doing what he can, but he eats grenades. That is too much sugar for his diet, unfortunately for him. Now Breeze, does he commit with this M4? He will save it. That could have been a round. It's so strong to have a CT throw a flashbang from pool, to pool, sorry, from CT, because it goes behind would be, well, somebody who would face at the same time. And that is a round where you take those risks.
Wow. Yeah,
it was fun to watch, but there we go.
Crazy.
Always bear that in mind when you are at home. It's one thing to try and rotate to B as fast as you can, but it can be more powerful to just stop a second, throw the pop flash into pool, let your teammate face, and wipe out your pleb opponents. Whisper of Olofmeister on a sticker of an M4. Hopefully he comes back soon.
Yeah. The game needs you.
Ethan will be alone on the B-bomb side at the beginning of this round with the CZ and a smoke grenade. He can buy time for his team to try and do something with what they have over towards the A site, which is namely a Breeze with an M4A4. Ethan forced to use the smoke in a very shallow position. That may encourage complexity to head towards the bomb site. You see Fugly and Cirque both on Speedway, but they're walking. We've described this before. From Def's position, he would hear them if they were running. So either they walk on Speedway or they run around a long way from CT. Fugly making a play through the smoke. Breeze has the flashbang, but there's no one to flash for now. They will prioritize the boost instead. There's a shot to the head and a full rotation. Stanislaw and Android are towards the A site. Daps trying to do what he can, boosted with a USP, moving towards the site, but one cannot expect so much from Daps, unfortunately. For him, at least. Oh, he rings the bell. Stanislaw down to 3 HP, even kills him. He got much more out of that than you would expect. Daps the hero for NRG, but do NRG commits? The smoke is down. They don't have a kit. Still a predicament for the remainder of the team.
Yeah, it's still so hard, isn't it? It's really nice from Daps, but they may have to... Well, the thing is that they're going to buy next round.
I think that smoke has to be the GG. Because, yes, their money is together. They can buy next round regardless. But that replenished smoke and no kit is... I mean, Cirque has the UMP. He could give it to somebody playing Apartments, for example, but they may want to just buy a big weapon in the next round. Ooh, where's the bomb planted? Okay, yeah, he gets away. So the M4 is saved. They saved what they needed to save. But Complexity 3-1 up.
Some decent damage at the end there onto Complexity. They can absolutely take it, though. But it is much needed to bring them into a more honest pool of cash. And Cirque on the AWP now. Do they start off bold with it, or do they start off passive with it? I mean, I'm always a fan of aggression, so it's hard not to say, I would like to see aggression. So, 3 men here for NRG to pressure Banana, and Complexity too. They do not want to give it up without a fight. Yay, looking for a frag, but he is the one to be fragged. Ethan's going in, and Fugly's going to commit. They line up for him. 1 more to go, and he gets it. That is the round, surely, because the bomb is down, and Stanislaw is so far away. Both teams fully committed on Banana. Cool. Live by Banana, die by Banana.
I was going to, and Banana for scale as well. I was going to say that these buy rounds, these early buy rounds are the main test for Complexity. They started well. However, it is the buy versus buy where they have been struggling time and time again. They fought tooth and nail in the previous map to bring it to overtime. But sometimes, I think it's the minority of times that will go your way. And they have to have a better start to things here in the buys versus the buys. They don't have the cash on this occasion, so there'll be a few smokes and a flashbang. Therefore, have to go nuclear with his AK-47. In these kinds of rounds, you don't want the 4 players with the pistols to die early. You need the numbers to swarm if you get an opportunity, if someone can open something up. So these players, they will be supporting the rifler, but there's no use in him doing something crazy. He has to be the one to lead the charge, and this is what I'm talking about. Now they have an advantage. Can he pick off Breeze as well? No, the spray's not there, but it can be collected, and here are the numbers to swarm.
Saniri to slow him down. Cirque is going to knock him down. He's playing bowling. He's looking for a turkey. Shazam. He's got a good deagle on him, but it's not all that easy. Smoke to cover the cross to try to isolate the pit player for a 1v1 perhaps. He's going to take Breeze down with him if he possibly can. He's looking for that frag. Oh god, can't quite get in there. And yeah, he makes it to the site, but there's no way. This is very ambitious. Very ambitious indeed.
Best choice he had.
Yep. 3-3. Good hold from NRG. Complexity spending all the remainder of the bank. And I wonder if they'll go really hard on Banana again, or if they'll try to. There is a way that they can just go really fast timing on A, because NRG have shown 3 Banana. You can try to gamble and just hit that really quick quad timing. That's a good blinds counter, but they don't go for it this time. It's very hard to call that. Honestly, you have to know the other team's tendencies quite well to be sure about it.
The aggression on Banana in the previous round was quite a statement from NRG. It's like they're trying to say, we are better than you. And again, these early rounds are important for the psyche of Complexity, but also just not to get beaten down as they have been in some of the previous games of this best of 3. 4 players for NRG towards the A site. And let's not forget the pistol round on Cash and how NRG seem to have the number of Complexity. What will they show us on Inferno?
Probably lies in wait. Is there a flashbang? There surely has to be a flashbang. Where's the flashbang? Fugly picks up the frag and he can fall back to another angle. Hits the second shot. That's fantastic. They're down to 3. They're committed. Trying to bait out another shot from Fugly. Oh, he tries to hold his nerve, but Ye manages to somehow best him. But he's done enough, surely. Ethan's taken position. Ye does not stop. He's been lightning quick. 3-on-3 now after plant for Complexity. Looks good for them.
Cirque will be ready for Ye. 3 versus 2. Very quickly indeed. Cirque has a flashbang. Maybe can go over the roof. Other than that, there's nothing doing in terms of utility. Stanislaw taking some damage. There is the flashbang. Shazam not flash, but Cirque is too fast. That will leave Stanislaw alone. Daps to finish him off. The in-game leader leading by example, and NRG are in the lead.
Got to have those flashes, man. We saw it on one of the previous Inferno games today, where I mentioned as well, like you just have to have that single flash. You have to. That single flash. The thing is, you can throw it from around the pit position. Just throw it high on a good timing, and you should be golden. I do believe. Fugly ruined them. Although it was a great comeback from Ye, he's been really good. Been quite impressed by Ye, actually, so far in the Americas Minor. Double Ops continue to reign terror.
This is a dangerous buy from Complexity. Will they try to burst on Banana? It seems that they will. The flashbangs are there. Ethan and Fugly start to fall back. Fugly with no grenades, but he does have the sniper rifle. That will be enough for now. Both Fugly and Ethan have absolutely 0 grenades, but there is no rotation. NRG are trusting in their teammates over there to deliver. Def will stay there for the time being. He has no grenades either, so if he tries to, he can't really offer any semblance of a fake.
Yeah.
But Ye is carrying the bomb back towards B. So what is the play here from Complexity?
Yeah, you're right about Def. There's a specific timing where if there's a delayed B hit, you know, it would have expired by now, and Def could have sold it. But as you say, oh, Shazam's actually managed to make a run through Arch. Fugly's aware of it though. Ooh, I think, did he spot him? I'm not sure that he did, you know. He's going to fall back. Ethan's got a lot to... Whoa, what a catch! Clay pigeon shooting there from Fugly. Ethan holding things down for the time being. One more to go, though. Shazam's picked up the AWP, but time's against him. He'll get tagged down eventually. He does. He's actually able to frag Ethan, who's very hard to remove, but how can you... You can't keep the AWP out and plant the bomb at the same time. So you got to pick which one do you want to go for. Planting the bomb is death. Trying to survive after time is also death, I think. Oh no. Oh god. Oh god. It's almost better for him to try to plant the bomb and just die in that spot. It's pretty awkward.
That's the second time in the last few days that I've seen Shazam jump by accident.
Right.
Got to be careful with that. Even though Def had no grenades towards the B bomb site, he can still offer a fake. There are different ways to do it. One is obviously to offer utility, but if he went to, say, the car position and just made one step, as if to suggest it was by accident, that could be enough to pull somebody over towards the B bomb site. So even with utility, there can be ways to at least make an attempt at a fake every so often. 5-3. And the money is back for Complexity for the time being. How do they get past these two AWPs? Flashbangs would most certainly help, as Dan was looking for in a previous round. Cirque and Fugly. Cirque will be headed towards the A site. How aggressive will he be down the mid position? Looking towards second mid for the time being, where Shazam and Android are quickly advancing, but I do not expect him to take that angle anytime soon. He moves back towards the corner of Arch Cirque. As time continues and Complexity can be in the apartments, he can no longer hold the second mid angle.
Grenades. Top mid take from Complexity. Dabs is happy. Oh, hello. Knows his angles. That's a very, very quick snap to Boiler from Dabs. And what a catch from Cirque. This is... You got to feel bad for Complexity. It's pretty tough. NRG are not going to be hitting these shots every single time. Maybe
wow.
Cirque will. That is really impressive. This is a formidable defense. Indomitable, perhaps. They barely took damage.
That flick in those library shots are not easy to hit. Close one is easier though, but but not easy. Stanislaw is 0 for 9 at the moment. He is not having a good time. And again, Complexity, yes, they win the pistol, but beyond that, it's a 6-0. They are just not winning the buy rounds. They planted a bomb in one of these 5 rounds that... sorry, one of these... Yeah, one of these... It's 5-0, sorry. One of these 5 rounds that NRG have won since the pistol.
Yeah.
They've planted a bomb one time, which tells you how successful they have been of late.
Yeah, it's been tough. And you wait for Complexity to make a move. And you can see they're playing more of a retake setup on B now. I think that's perhaps the lesson they took from the previous round in which they lost, having 2 players sitting on B passively. So instead, you know, they have construction, holding onto construction. Ethan will not get isolated. Like, neither player will get isolated on the sites. They can allow for the plant to happen. Oh, some good spray damage from Ethan. Fugly repositioning to a safer spot. Can't really be challenged there. And again, allowing the bomb to go down. Now everyone's coming in to reinforce the retake. They'll have all the grenades with which to retake the bomb site.
Oh,
nice.
Run boost, and Fugly's lucky to get away with that one, but he has 2 players in tow. There is a Molotov to be used as well if they get an opportunity. 2 frags really quickly, make it 3 for the T side. Devastating CZ play. Daps trying to find the last players. He knows Android is behind him. He's got angles. Android running out of bullets. Daps forcing the issue, trying to run distraction. He wins the duel as the bomb gets defused. A very crucial engagement. More expensive than you might have expected. But Complexity had the numbers, but still, it is consecutive rounds for NRG. That is number 6.
It's always so funny when you're in Cirque's position there, because you're like holding the bomb and you can't even look at what the fight, and you're like, please, please, please win the fight, because I'm so exposed, please. Your life is just in the other guy's hands. Shazam opening up with the AWP there. Used to be a little hay wagon. Fugly happy to stand in the flames. Does get extinguished by his teammate. Very nice, very nice. Complexity working on some early map control here. Have pushed NRG away from Banana. Some pressure smoke action here from Def. See if they can bait out more utility from the CTs as they work on controlling the apartments. They now have that. They're only lacking top middle now. And NRG with an interesting 3-man setup towards the A side. They've left Arch open. Complexity yet to discover this. Obviously, leaving Arch open does mean that it's susceptible to the B split, but that's a rarer play to see.
Double short play from NRG. Where will the smokes go? Deep towards the balcony. Def has a look. Kind of what he's looking for, and kind of not. Smoke down on Arch, and there are further smokes from Complexity. 35 seconds. This time may be reasonable for them, but can they deal with Cirque? Is there a flashback for them? There is. He gets no kill out of that, and there's no trade from the CT side.
Nice flash going out there. Daps only gets one. Again, good work from Ye to open up the bomb site. A 2v3 for NRG on the retake. Complexity have managed to create a very nice A-take, and Fugly wants none of this. They have pretty damn good money, actually, so there is definitely a world in which they could attempt it, but they feel absolutely locked out, and so they'll just keep their guns. Really nice push from Complexity. I was really afraid for them when Cirque gets that free kill when they push up top mid. But as you say, you know, it really does sort of pivot on Cirque's ability to get a kill when they pushed in through the quad position. And I was wondering if we would see a flashbang to stop him being able to hit that shot. I was praying for it, and they did throw it, so that's good diligent play. Had they not thrown it, Cirque 100% gets a kill there, so...
101%, Dan.
101%.
Got to get those flashbangs on Cirque. If he can't see, he can still kill you, but he probably won't.
But it's 99%.
Right, that's the first task out of the bag for Complexity. Or in the bag, rather. I guess you want it in the bag rather than out of the bag. Otherwise, why do you have a bag?
Love bags.
3 rounds behind our Complexity. They need to continue to drain the money of this CT side. They need those consecutive rounds. They're so crucial. A charge through the smoke down on Banana, and Ethan is taken away. No response just yet. Now, they know Fugly has the AWP towards B. They've got to get their flashes in. Oh boy, Fugly and Cirque, a crossfire of sniper rifle players, should you want to come over here. And with expectations of Cirque towards A, that could be enough. He could catch somebody off guard doing a little jiggling, a little shoulder peeking, some line dancing.
Yeah, he's been really impressive to me. this series so far. Perhaps one of my standouts. Top mid take from Complexity. And I hope they don't just go through quad. I hope they go for a split. Obviously, Fugly is on library with the AWP, so you'd have to deal with him, but just going all through quad is dangerous. They're going to go for it. The flashes do need to be perfect. Daps knows his angles, absolutely. Picks up one as they go for the plant within the smoke. They will start to crab walk across the bomb site, but Daps is still alive, running around the bomb site. This absolute chaos is going to work out for them, it seems. Cirque back in it from library with the AWP, all the way from B. And it's just really not very likely that he's going to be able to do this with the AWP. You can't, you need someone to help trade for you or something like that. It's not going to happen. So another round on A working out for Complexity. And they executed the smokes and the flashes very well.
After the first shot through the smoke from Daps, the smoke was down on default for a default plant, and they planted the bomb default. I'm surprised he didn't kill the person planting the bomb, but maybe he was just off because I think he was trying to. Unfortunate for him. At the end there, Cirque tried to suggest that he was saving to try and get someone to hunt him. If somebody ran around that corner, he gets a kill and goes for it in the 1 versus 2 because he has time on the clock there. Complexity is smart enough. Again, they've got people like Stanislaw on their team. They will not fall for those kind of tricks. Round number 5 for Complexity, but NRG still have money. So there is yet more work for them to do. It's like Rocky versus Ivan Drago. Got to keep the slugs coming. NRG starting with 3 towards B. Def gets a kill through the smoke on a Ethan trying to get around the corner of the wall. Ooh, big problems now. 2 very fast frags for Complexity.
Yeah, there's no way in, I think, for NRG. It's just happened too quickly. They've got so many post-plant grenades to throw after planting the bomb that it's just impossible to get back in. A is becoming a really big problem for NRG. Complexity are finding repeated success on A. And NRG have no money now, so... Well, Cirque has some money.
He's got 6k, so...
So that's and with the 3
he
weapons
could drop 2 guns, yeah.
They'll be fine, yeah. But what is their adjustment?
I feel like Complexity are being allowed, when they take top mids, I wonder if we'll see a more aggressive NRG have a peek from Arch, for example, because we've had a lot of plays towards short now, and Complexity are just stacking up loads of players top mid and then going for it, playing the numbers game. So I wouldn't be surprised if NRG try to take a risk and try to take them by surprise, especially with no money left in the bank. If this keeps happening, then we might see a, well, there's only 2 rounds left.
Yeah, I think just, you know, dominating Banana early and just leaving an AWPer there and having 4 on A is probably one of the better things to do. Because one of the horrible things that could happen is if you try to play too gambly, then and you try to stack A straight away with 4 or something like that, and then they just go for the fast B, then you just lose a round needlessly. So NRG have to be careful not to overcompensate against Complexity. This is so critical, so important for Complexity, because they're on track now to have a very good half, and they absolutely need this. And this is the final map. This is the deciding map. So very critical. So what's the approach here? Yes, indeed. 3 players towards Banana. They're going very hard on that Banana area. In fact, 4 players on Banana to throw nades, and now they're rotating some back. And look at this. So with all the grenades, Complexity realized, and now they're speeding it up because they know they're out of position. This is so dangerous for NRG.
It is pure dueling and gambling. The smoke's down on Arch will allow the T's to advance and continue to spray, but Breeze is making a play through the smoke. He makes his way towards the graveyard position, and he will be absolutely buried by Shazam. The bomb still in the pit area. Stanislaw slow lurking in mid, and he should hear Ethan and Cirque making their way towards short and in boiler. He can give his team warning, but that bomb still needs to cross. These smokes are disappearing, and the CTs are getting into position, so this could go either way, but that frag will have a big statement to make in the remainder of this round. Fugly left alone, forced to run away, tail between legs.
It's so interesting. So I think what happened was NRG, like, you know, they nuked the Banana area. It seems as though they were sort of gambling pretty heavily on Complexity after having 3 rounds in a row where they had success on A, like finally just opening up a round on B, which was not the case. And so that sort of slight overinvestment was capitalized on by Complexity because they had someone to hear that there were so many HEs on Banana, and so then it's obvious. They've just told you that they got 4 players who are on the wrong side of the map, so they just sped it up towards A. Very smart stuff. I do think NRG are onto the right track, though. I do think that they do need to take Banana straight away. I don't think we're going to see Complexity rushing like that unless there is the queue to do it from the other team. Stanislaw generally tends to be pretty methodical in how he leads his teams, and he's not like a very gambly in-game leader. He likes to make the calls that make sense based on the information that he has. This is getting really interesting now because this is so close between these two teams. Complexity absolute underdogs, but they're doing a good job because the T side is where they've been struggling too.
Granate delivered down mid, but no damage done whatsoever. Smokes in the middle of Banana. Def making his way through, looking for something. He might need another flash. Ethan with some pre-fire, and the CTs will fall back. And Def knows that Banana is most likely his. Checking the sandbag position. Will it be an early play? Stanislaw exiting the apps, it seems, or is he lining up a grenade? He's doing the latter. They will offer something towards A. A smoke down on short. Does Cirque go for the peek towards long, or does he start to go towards Speedway? It will be the latter. So again, they don't have the information. Stanislaw picking on his own, and here comes the play. 4 players towards this B bomb site. Ethan and Fugly will have a very tough task, blind and dead. It's the last round, no more saving for NRG.
Indeed, no more saving, but an incredibly hard retake. How does that sound? Because that's what they got. They got a couple smokes, couple flashes, kid on taps, and they're pretty far away. Just Cirque waits. That's a good flick. Decent amount of health left afterwards as well, and there can't be an opening, surely not. Flashes in, Shazam deals with dabs, Cirque still alive from construction. That's a fast frag onto Ye, surely Shazam peeks it, he does, Cirque has him in the head, but still too many players to go. Complexity lock it down, a very nice 5 rounds at the end of the half, and NRG just could not seem to find the right solution.
It's a tight half, and maybe it will be a close finish to this game, this last map in this best of 3 series. Who do you fancy?
I still fancy NRG, but I think their T side is better, but Complexity playing really well. I'm just happy to see Complexity doing so well, and I always enjoy watching NRG too, so I'm not going to lose no matter what happens. But one of these teams does stand to lose. Oh, just pushing straight in there. That's a nice little stack there. That's beautiful from NRG. Nice bit of creativity to shock Complexity into a retreat onto the B site.
Reinforcements came, and the heads of Complexity players went. Ye trying to make a difference down the middle position. And that will send NRG back to the B bomb site. He's funneling them towards 2 of the 3 CT players. And now there was a bait, but now Stanislaw's isolated because of the smoke. Shazam charging through with the P2000, trying to conserve his bullets. 4 bullets remaining. 3, 2, 1. 3 HP, and he is being hunted for, trying to reload. Oh, man. I think there was another body which was blocking the vision of Daps, and Shazam popped up with a jack-in-the-box, armed with a machine gun. Kapow!
Very nice, Mr. Shazam. Very nice. Nice. Okay, so force buy from NRG. Everyone's spending everything. Obviously, you don't care as much about the op on the T side, so you don't want to necessarily prioritize saving for one. Can steal it from the CTs. Lots of action around quad here. Bomb collected by NRG at the bottom of middle. And they might have to wait out these smokes. There's only one left on Def at the moment. Def is... Where is Def? Def is Arch side. 4 players here on top mid. That is not where NRG want to go at the moment. A fast switch to Banana would be very nice, but it's hard for them to know that. They do not have the information that we do. Let's see if they make the right call. They're currently just waiting out that smoke. And the man on the bomb, which is Dabs, he is also waiting out if there's a push on the flank. Android is looking to get a little bit frisky there with that shotgun. And there's the re-smoke. No more smokes. And almost no more grenades in total.
Stanislaw having a look. That seems tempted to engage, but he's got the bomb. Moving to join his teammates now. Complexity well prepared. All kinds of spam, but the shotgun will not do the job on this occasion, but the kill feed is mostly advantaging blue. Circle with a CZ. Ooh, getting tight for Ye. He can just stick to the wall though. Have a teammate peek. Oh my god.
How do you get the headshot?
Seriously.
That's so funny.
The man's standing next to the wall, so you double peek and face his teammate first, and you still shoot him straight in the face. What is wrong with you? That's just rude.
Oh wow, that is funny.
That is outrageous.
So Glocks, 5 Glocks. They're going to run to their doom. No one wants to play the Glock rounds. But up, a little burst. Those are satisfying. It's actually really satisfying getting headshots when there's no helmet. Although, I still feel like the headshots in 1.6 were by far the most satisfying.
Look at Daps. Look at Daps. He's at the bottom of the ramp. He may not know it, but these sieges, if they overextend, he may have a free pass towards the banana position. But Stanislaw is aware of this, and Daps is making noise, and he's conceded his position. That would have been fun. But there is no fun. The fairground is closed. The bouncy castle has been deflated. The party is over. Pour your drinks in the grass. 11-7 in favour of Complexity. How the tables have turned as we have moved through this best of 3. Now they have the advantages, but it is time for the buy, and buy versus buy is where Complexity have had problems. They will not upgrade in this particular round. The 2 UMPs and the MP9. Will they do the job versus 5 AK-47s? 4 players starting towards B.
I was about to say, that is really curious. I don't know what the advantage of that is, unless you want to basically, unless you really think that they're going to go banana with a lot of players and you just want to trade out.
I think that's the case, because it's fairly standard for banana control to be established, and they probably think it's likely that that will happen before a significant push top mid of A happens. So they'll probably take apartment control, have a look from the balcony, see if they can find something around graveyard or double stack, but they'll probably head towards B and at least show some presence. But maybe they're doubting themselves now, Complexity, as they continue to rotate players back towards A. And now it's a 4-1 the other way around.
The interesting thing here, though, is that the only reason for them that they did it is so that they have extra smoke grenades on banana, so that they have like they literally will have 4 smokes on banana. But there's a simple solution to that when NRG realize that they're doing this, which is just to flash through the smokes. And NRG, they haven't really hard taken banana, and Shazam's going to find Fugly. That's a very well-timed peek from Fugly. Gets the second as he goes blind. Really well done by him. And now NRG are in desperation mode. They've got to figure out a way out of this horrible situation. Stanislaw holding on with the UMP, but not for too much longer. But Android comes in on the back. And Daps, he'll get a kill, but he's got 10 seconds. I don't think he can make it. There's no way he can make this. He pulls the AK out. He knows he can't make it. See if he can get a frag. Nope. And that's going to be that. 12 rounds for Complexity.
What a great round. That's the round with 3 SMGs. They get 2 AKs out of it. And just great stuff.
Yeah, yeah. It's pretty huge.
I would like to see, well, the liquid setup, like where Stanislaw was in CT spawn arch area, where you engage there, then have a second player pop out from the corner of arch to basically bait it up, can be quite devastating. Not many CT sides have picked it up from what I've seen so far, but it would be cool to see that later on in this half. We'll see if they have it in them. For the time being, They have some target practice on Banana. Stanislav must be careful. He's got 3 kills though. Will that be enough? Death with a Molotov will fall back to second oranges. The reload may concede his position. He is low, but the cavalry is here.
Yeah, not too much they can really do here. Fugly's very weak. He's the only one with Kevlar. And they are likely quite dead here. And there it is from Death. And I have to say, I do really like the change from Valve with this map where they altered the skybox. Because like the original Inferno, where you could smoke the top of Banana and so on from Arch. And, you know, you could smoke Banana from CT. Like all these kinds of things, I think... you know, you should have to risk something to be able to have so many smokes on Banana. And as we're seeing right now, Complexity, they have to have 4 people on Banana early in the rounds, and that's the risk. Shazam going deep. And Death hitting heads. This is scary right now for NRG. They are in a lot of trouble. Breeze, lost opportunity.
Talk about a second wind. The struggle is... was real for Complexity, but they are in such a strong position now, and the nerves have to be setting in for NRG. They have to be. Shazam not shy to get aggressive top mid, and that is really strong and important. Look at the difference in CT sides around that mid area from one to the other when NRG were on that side. Oh, that's a big flashbang, but no one's there to take a peek. Daps with an opening frag. They only spot 1 player, however. Stanislaw will trade Daps and fall off. But what else can he do? 4 versus 3 now for Complexity.
Okay, so they have a lot of grenades left. All got kits. Got the AK, the AWP. And Cirque's not on the sites. These are all things that are working in the favor of Complexity, but maybe his position here will be stronger. It's hard to say just yet. Maybe not. The smoke will be very problematic. Cirque's now out of the picture. He may have to move forwards. Indeed, he will. Fugly covering the pole position. They're all going to be funneling through construction by the coffin. And they are very successful. Down to Cirque now, still behind the smoke. Can he find the shot? Can he find the shot? He can't.
Oh,
he gets knifed.
days.
He commits into it. And Complexity pick up an incredibly important round. NRG did pick up the bomb. Well, get the bomb plant, and they have enough to buy, but that is rough for them. That was a good chance.
Ye is loving life right now. He is as happy as his profile picture would tell you. Say profile picture. I guess it is a picture of his profile, so whatever. NRG have half the score of their opponent. They have been in the driving seat for much of this series, but when there are no more maps left, you're in a last map. Complexity are 2 rounds away from victory. They have to be wondering how on earth they got into this position, but it's not the time to think about that. It's time to think about how you take this over the line, how you fix things, but they are human after all. There were many buts there. I could have thrown in a however. Complexity with all the sniper rifles. Cirque has been capable with the AK-47. Shazam, he's in a lazy boy. He's very comfortable top mid with his sniper.
Yeah, there's a great deal of comfort for Complexity. They're absolutely on fire in the zone. In the zone of fire.
Ooh, a burst. A rare play in a professional match in the upper echelons, but a productive one. Maybe not this time. Ooh. Shazam has cancelled production with a simple shot onto Daps.
That was a really big HE. Fugly and Breeze are very hurt, and Ethan's been taken down. They are falling like flies. It's now starting to seem like this game can only go one way, and that is to Complexity, because NRG are running out of gas. Fugly is surely dead at some point in this round. 37 health, 1 versus 4. No way to get onto a bomb site. Banana's covered, A is covered. And their money's actually not amazing. They will not be able to buy properly without a bomb plant into the last, well, to save themselves from losing.
If he waits, he may assume that there'll be 2 CTs B and 2 CTs A. So he tries to waste some time to give himself a better opportunity, but no one has moved for Complexity because of Def's angle.
Yeah.
Def has a 1v1 were Fugly's to go towards Banana. And if he misses his shot, he can fall back, take another one, take another one, take another one. So Fugly thinks he's 1v2, he's 1v3, and that's the opportunity gone. That's 10 seconds. That's a wrap. He's got to hold on to his AK. He's jumping out, though. This is suicide. What is the goal here? The Complexity have won every single round in this half.
Yep.
There's no way he's planting the bomb, so he's just thrown his gun away at that point. They're playing against match point, so the money he has doesn't really matter so much. I guess he can buy one anyway. I don't know.
Complexity 15, NRG 7 on map 3. Who would have thought it? Shazam out there looking for the deep peak. He knows their money's broken. He knows he can do that because there's no orb to challenge him. Complexity playing fairly passively, considering some of the past rounds in which they've been aggressive on Banana. Breeze already taking some grenade damage, and the nade's already running low for NRG. They need one very decisive, very successful play, or else they are done against Complexity.
Worth noting, I don't know how much money Fugly had before he died, but maybe he gets actually more grenades because of max loss bonus by jumping out and suiciding. Anyway, something for me to check later on. 3 AKs and 2 CZs. They've got 3 flashbangs. The numbers game hasn't really worked for them. Well, nothing's worked for them. They haven't won a single round in this half. They will surely want to split the A site. 4 players moving through that arch position. Shazam trying to stop a wrap, and they're going towards the A site. Fugly may be late towards that short position. They're all over the shop now. Oh, the bomb has fallen into the pit. Android has a smoke to hide behind, but he continues to thrag. 3 kills for him. 2 plays left on the site now. Surely this is the end of the line. Cirque, though, he's making it happen. 2 kills very, very fast, and Def is miles away. They've got 20 seconds to take out Android. And there it is. 2 versus 1. That bomb needs to get to the site quickly.
Ooh, so intense. Fugly with the safe plants. Def moving forward with the CZ. 2 players on the site ready to trade. Out comes the orb. He's surely going to be dead indeed. Cirque has saved NRG here. Absolutely saved them. If not for that man, it would be completely over.
Problem is, that is the first round that they've won in this half. And now they must win a lot more rounds. 7 more rounds. What are the chances, all things considered?
It's crazy. It is crazy. But we have seen such happen before in the past. Daps, he's dead. He knows he's so dead there, stuck between all of the Molotovs. Tries to frag out, but can't get it done.
He is extra dead. He is bonus dead. 4 players again for Complexity. They know there isn't going to be a fast play towards A, so they will prepare for a fast play towards B, and they will continue to stay here as NRG continue to invest in this position. More flashes go in. Android and Ye will be worst case scenario on the site. Stanislaw and Def will be around the wall and the sandbags. A big flash in, and that's 2 frags. They will surely expect an empty bomb site, but what can these players do? They need a number of frags. There's the first one. Some warning signs. Fugly, what can he do? Breeze is taking Shazam out meanwhile towards the A bomb site, and Cirque has to rotate. He's got to gamble now.
Yeah, he's been really good so far for Complexity. He's going to be chasing them down. He's actually top fragging so far in this map for his team. He's rising to the occasion. A 1v2, very, very doable. He has an incendiary, a flash, a smoke, a kit, everything you could possibly ask for, even the AK-47. But what he's up against is Cirque on the AWP, watching a very fine angle in the bomb site. How do you deal with that? He's going to go for the white peak. It's going to work. He actually forces the whiff, takes down Cirque. Ye is looking to make this happen. All the grenades used now. Is he going to stick this? He's actually going for the stick. He knows Breeze can't get to him. Oh, what a clutch from Ye. He's done it 16-8. And NRG have been taken down by Complexity in a best of 3. That is fantastic stuff. So much improvement from Complexity. I am impressed.
Talk about an upset. That was such a difficult series for them. Dominated round after round when it came to the buys. Oh boy. That is a huge scalp for Complexity. What a boost for confidence.
Yeah, it's a big win. That's a really, really big win. I'm not sure how much familiarity with NRG comes into the picture, but when it comes down to it, they played lights out. They had a lot of really good clutches, a lot of great reads. We saw some great strats and set pieces, and despite some of the troubles that they had, they didn't let it really affect them, going into the future rounds and maps. So definitely an improved Complexity. We said it before. It's been interesting watching the team grow iteration upon iteration, but they're getting there. They are getting there.
They are. And team versus team, that was really interesting. The storylines we saw there, again, going all the way back to Cash. The pistol run was very telling. The pop flash into main from NRG just had a hard read as to what Complexity would be doing. To go from there, to go from struggle between map 1 and map 2, then suddenly everything comes together on map 3. Such a dominating scoreline almost every single round in that second half. It's absolutely bananas.
It is pretty impressive. I think, Ye is really fitting for him to get the clutch at the end of Complexity. I think he impressed me the most in this series. And, I mean, when it comes to NRG, Cirque, you can't even say that he's impressive anymore. He's just a supreme being that is not even human, that was put onto this earth only to play Counter-Strike. So
apart from the IV plays with the AWP from Cirque, I almost feel like we saw more impactful rifling from him in a number of rounds where he kept his team in the game than we did with the AWP on this occasion, but it wasn't enough on Inferno. Nothing seemed to be enough. I get just absolute dominance from Complexity, and maybe Parla can find out some of their strats there on Inferno.
Rory, you said you were going to Millie Rock. You've just made me a very happy man, and you must be a happy man yourself. For all intents and purposes, that was an upset.
Yeah, no, it was. NRG are on a roll right now, especially at LAN. So I'm really proud of the team and how we played. I'm looking forward to playing Rogue tomorrow for the major spot.
Yeah, we'll get on to that shortly. Shaz, just expand a bit upon what Def just said. Why should he be proud of the team?
Because everyone came up huge individually and as a whole. Our communication was on point, our rotations were great. Look, honestly, I'm just impressed with every single person on this team.
Nonetheless, looking back at the match as a whole, was the first map slightly disappointing?
Yeah, we thought we had Cash on them. I think we beat them previously online, and it was I guess our most confident map going in, hence why we picked it. But I'm proud that it didn't rattle anyone. We stayed focused, even though Train's not a map that's considered one of our best or really that great. We stayed focused.
And guys, what are your thoughts on Rogue? You play them tomorrow in what could be your final best of 3 before qualifying for the major qualifier. If you win that, that's what you get.
Yeah, well, we feel like our last match, we made a lot of small mistakes that would have made the match go in our way pretty easily, to be honest. And we just have to play like we did today and clean up our game, and we'll be confident.
Rory, with regards to things... With regards to Rory things personally, you're a UK player. We don't have too much representation at this level of the scene. We've got Smooya doing big things with Big. And yourself, what's it been like so far in Complexity? And going forwards, what does it mean as a UK player to be doing the things that you are?
I mean, yeah, it's really nice to represent the country, There's only a small percentage of us that are actually playing competitively. So, I mean, if 2 of us can get to a major, I'm sure the UK fans will be happy.
Yeah, and just overall, because how long have you been on Complexity for now? It's been quite a while.
Yeah, it's almost, I think it's over 2 years now, so it's been a while. Especially with the Cowboys signing us, we can spend a bit more money and get the players we want.
Exactly, and what do you see as potentially in the future for you guys, other than just potentially qualifying for the major?
I mean, if we get to the major, we want to make a good run out of it. We've been so busy with events right now that we can't practice how we want to practice. So it'd be nice to actually do a boot camp in Europe. That's what we were talking about, and then actually going to the major and doing well.
Awesome, Shaz. Does that stuff make you feel excited?
Yeah, I'm just looking forward to playing more. Hope potentially playing at the major. Be exciting. Last time didn't make it out of the major qualifier stage, but this time I feel really confident with this team to go all the way.
Indeed. Well, you are a step closer. Congratulations, guys. Tomorrow, you'll meet Rogue. For the final time today, let's head back to the desk.
Thank you so much, Paula. So just thinking way back, it feels like years ago to Cash. Complexity managed to keep NRG on their toes for the first half, but in the second it was barely a match. NRG proving why they're the top seed in this competition. But then on Train, things got rather interesting.
Things unraveled real quick there for NRG. They were up in a promising position. I think they were up to 13-9. Had a solid lead, had Complexity kind of flustered in terms of just where they were economically speaking, not necessarily getting the greatest kinds of buys in on their CT side, which is really tough to deal with. And Complexity somehow managing a way to fight through it. I think Stanislaw had an absolutely incredible game on Train. Same thing goes for Death as well. But again, it's a team effort all over for them to be able to beat a team like NRG on Train. And that seemed to just tilt NRG off the face of the earth. They probably felt like they were already in the upper bracket finals at that point.
They should have been. If you take a look at the stats for Inferno, it's quite significant how big of a margin Complexity is winning with, right? It's not a close game by any means. It's a 16-8 scoreline, and I feel like Ye in particular and Def as well, you know, those two putting up some great numbers, both above 87, 80 yards. It's pretty significant. But just to turn back to a Train point, we were talking about it upstairs as well. Like it felt, I even said it, you know, just feel like it feels like a normal NRG game where they're just cruise controlling. Cirque is playing well, Breeze is playing well, Nath is playing well. They got all the ingredients to win, and all of a sudden they just stopped. You know, they stopped playing well when they were leading 14-9. So NRG had everything going for them up until the point where they were leading 14-9 on Train, and from there on we just didn't see them at the same level. I feel like Cirque kept it, but the two other guys they just fell a little bit flat. And in general, NRG just seemed a little bit hesitating and maybe tuned by the pressure. We talked about it the first day. So close to qualifying for a major. They know they're the huge favorites going into pretty much all the matchups here, if not everyone. So it is the pressure. It's sort of like a normalcy coming out from NRG right here, not playing that well, you know, for such a long time.
Yeah, and I think we have to give credit for Complexity as well. Like when you see the later stages of how Train plays out, really, you can see. Actually, kind of like wonky setups coming out from NRG that are heavily reliant on individuals on their side actually being out to get multi-kills. And in a normal, I guess on an average day, you would expect people like Ethan or Breezy to actually find those without too much difficulty versus Complexity if they're set up decently enough with their teammates' help and so on. But that just wasn't to be, as Jacob pointed out. They kind of just fell off that level that we're playing at initially, and that's when Complexity took full advantage of it and got back into the game. So it was odd to see kind of that big of a drop-off in the middle of a game. It's not just like during a halftime reset or after a map or something. It just happened like in the span of a round. It's just like
to me, I think that can be pointed out to the pressure. I think they're so close. They know they're so close of winning that game. Going up against Rogue to them probably seems like a little bit easier task than Complexity maybe. So getting so close to qualifying for this ever so important major as the favorite, you know, the pressure is just getting to you. I remember it clearly for myself playing Renegades in a major qualifier, and we were like, we're 10 times better than Renegades back then. We should win like 100 out of 100 times, and we still, you know, had a very close game going down to 3 maps, and we didn't play our game. We just scared, you know, and it could be the same thing going on for NRG. They're smelling it so close right here, but in the end they just couldn't manage to pull it off.
And there's no doubt who was the more vocal team amongst the two, because I'm not sure how much of that got caught on stream, but we could hear like every time Complexity did anything remotely positive, Ye is just like out there screaming his heart out, just really trying to get into the heads of NRG, and there's no response from NRG whatsoever. I think the most like snappy comeback we heard from anyone from NRG was like, "Be quiet, Ye! Like this is the most kills you've ever had," and that was it. But otherwise, like Ye wasn't affected by that. He kept on churning. So I don't know if that actually plays into it. Again, like if you're under a lot of stress, under a lot of pressure, and all of a sudden things are starting to buck for you, then maybe that is like a little bit of a tilting factor.
We were not in the room when Ye did the neck slash with the knife. I don't know if there was deadly silence or a lot of yelling. I imagine it was the latter.
Yeah.
But let's talk about Cirque. Although NRG didn't bring that victory home, Cirque did have a great series, especially on Train.
Yeah, and again, we talk about how him just by himself can be that kind of an individual to turn rounds completely on its head, and that was definitely the case towards the latter stages of Train as well. That's kind of when I thought to myself, like, well, okay, NRG are about to wrap this up. We were getting ready to go down to the desk to talk about how NRG managed to close this out 2-0, and this is one of those scenarios. Again, disadvantageous situation for NRG, and Cirque is just able to find pickoffs left and right to bring them back into the round twice in a row. And this also puts Complexity in a terrible situation from an economic point of view, where they have to get wonky buys. They're not going to have all the utility they need to really stop either a quick push from NRG or just a slow-paced NRG that want to draw out nades.
And the most interesting part about that is the two highlights we just saw was not with the AVP, which is what Cirque is known for, as James Spartoff so well said. You know, he put it out. It was more with the rifle Cirque was carrying this game. You know, he's a monster with the AVP, probably one of the best in the entire world, and by far the biggest talent in NA with the big green right now. But he also showed to be very versatile, to be able to pick up the rifle and do big damage with that. So it just gives a testament to how well Cirque is playing as a player, basically.
Should we have a look at the bracket so we can see what to expect tomorrow?
Definitely should, so.
Let's do it. So tomorrow, one team will confirm their place in Challenger. Will it be Rogue or Complexity? Meanwhile, E-United and NRG will be fighting to stay in the competition. Whoever wins from that pair will go to the lower bracket final, and whoever loses from Rogue and Complexity will join them there. So that we're only losing one team tomorrow, and we know it's either going to be E-United or NRG.
Yeah, and just to kind of speak to like how big of an upset this was from Complexity is the fact that when we were up in the green room, we could hear the teams, you know, the other teams in the Americas minor here, saying like they were rooting for NRG to win this, and that was E-United, which they're praying that they wouldn't be having to face NRG tomorrow. And on Rogue's end, they're thinking this is like, yay, Complexity are winning. Like, this is an optimal scenario for us. So, yeah, even though we see Complexity play very, very well and much improved CS from what we've seen, in, you know, for them starting off the tournament, NRG still are like the team to be feared.
Well, we'll see if they strike fear in the hearts of E-United tomorrow. But for you guys at home, there is still a chance to win our massive giveaway. Mahoosive 2 million points up for grabs. So head to faceitmajor.com/giveaway for your chance to win. And we're here for 15 days. And during that time, the hashtag we're using on the socials is FACEITMajor. So no, it's not. It's FACEIT Minor. It's been a long day, boys. It's nearly 11 p.m. It's past mummy's bedtime now. Anyway, I do think of you like my children. That's weird, isn't it?
Yeah, the kids just love creating havoc.
You're far too tall to have been birthed from me. I'm literally, look, I'm tiny.
I mean, I didn't come out this size. Just
no, you didn't. I remember it well, son. All those 5 years ago. Now we are going to be back tomorrow. You're probably grateful to hear that I'm going to get a little bit of a lie-in because Parla is going to be taking my spot. I'm going to lend him a shirt. We're going to do his eyes all nice and made up. He's going to be leading the CIS minors, at 10 a.m.
Yeah, sorry, fresh
so
and early.
Not too early. A bit early for Parla though.
Yeah.
Bit early
for
Parla. It sucks for Parla, but it doesn't suck for you guys at home because you get to feast your eyes on that lovely main. But we will be back with the rest of the Americas minors at 3:30 p.m. So do not miss it. We've got 2 days left of the NA action, and we would love for you to join us. Remember the hashtag FACEITMinors. Now, hit the sub button as well, YouTube. Then you'll never, ever miss a moment. Of course, if you're on Twitch, then just hit us a follow. Why don't you? We will see you tomorrow. And thank you so much from all of us for joining us. Good night.